Welcome back to the show, everybody. Well, we sit down with the one and only John Deaton, gives us an update and the latest when it comes to XRP, the SEC, the LBRY case, Ripple, Zachariah. Where are things? What's happening? He's got it all. And let me tell you what else we got too. We've got incredible news. We are going to share with you XRP Las Vegas 2023, ladies and gentlemen. It's going to be remarkable, and you're going to find out today and see exactly who's going to be there. Somebody roll that beautiful intro.
Digital Perspectives with Brad Kimes. Come on in.
Welcome back to the show, everybody. Well, here it is. I sit down with John Deaton inside of the Digital Perspectives Mastermind group, and we break it down right now and discuss the latest in the XRP Ripple case and all the developments that are happening around it. You're going to want to see it, as well as XRP Las Vegas 2023 revealed, and there's still more to come. So make sure you check it out. Let's get this ball rolling right now. Ladies and gentlemen, we're sitting here with the one and only John Deaton, representing 76,000 XRP holders, and I don't mind saying the entire crypto space at this point. John, how are you?
Thanks, Brad. I appreciate it, man. Thanks for having me.
Hey, man, thank you for being here. You are doing so much work in this space, and it is not an exaggeration to say that you are representing that many XRP holders and the entire crypto space at this point. If people truly put the tribalism aside that exists in this space, they will understand that the work you're doing is for all of us, not just some of us. Where do we begin if we just think about the recent events in the LBRY case and what's going on now with you being a friend of the court in the Ripple versus Zachariah case?
Well, thanks. Very important. People got to understand is what I'm doing is focusing all of my effort on secondary market sales and transactions. From day one, Brad, I've said to the court in the Ripple SEC case, if you're going after Ripple, go after Ripple. Leave the token holders alone. Leave the secondary market sales alone. As I say to everybody, think about the Howie case. Your audience knows Howie well. So he bought an orange grove and he signed a service contract and he sat back and he let this Howie company do all the work. Fine. That was an investment contract. That's a security. But there's no way that if that person who bought that first orange grove, if he dies and you're his heir and you then sell it to me, and I don't know anything about Howie, there's no way that that subsequent sale is a security. And the same thing applies to tokens. Even if Ripple sold XRP as a security, even if LBRY sold LBRY credit as a security, it does not mean that the subsequent sales and transactions are security. So we went into LBRY and said, fine. LBRY, you found that they sold an investment contract, judge, fine. But that doesn't mean that Naomi Brockwell's LBRY credits are securities. That doesn't mean that all these other token holders are. And so your order cannot apply to secondary market sales. And he agreed and said that his order does not. And so what I'm doing in the Zachariah, California case, they're basically at a stage, Brad, where it's a class action lawsuit. Now, people need to know that anybody can file a class action. In fact, when I filed the case against the SEC, it was what's called a putative class action. I basically say, here I've identified 5-6 individual XRP holders, but they represent a whole bunch of other people, thousands and tens of thousands of people. It never got certified because it would have caused delay in the SEC case. Well, in this civil action, a couple people who owned XRP for very brief periods of time, a law firm filed a case against Ripple in May of 2018 saying that XRP is a security. They're basically saying the same thing the SEC said. Now, I didn't get involved in that case until very recently because we're at a point now where the plaintiff's attorney is going to the judge and saying that this lead plaintiff, I'm not going to name his name, but this lead plaintiff, that he represents Brad Kimes, and he represents John Deaton, and he represents the 75,000 other XRP holders, and XRP is a security, and he's saying that the judge should certify the class that would include all XRP purchasers from May 3rd, 2017 until today. And they're claiming that XRP is a security, including secondary market sales. Brad, I'm going to blow your mind right now. This class action, they're actually asking it to be international, worldwide. So they're saying XRP holders all over the world. So including the United Kingdom, where XRP is declared not a security, including the UAE and Switzerland and Singapore, all right, and Japan. And in those jurisdictions, XRP is not a security. It's been declared that, but this lawyer is going into court saying, judge, certify this. And I'm coming in there as amicus counsel saying, no, that, hey, this guy's identified 5 people maybe. I got 75,000 to say the opposite. And so if you certify this, judge, you're hurting us. We don't agree with these individual plaintiffs. And I don't know if you know, do you know how long this lead plaintiff held XRP?
How long, John?
Less than 2 weeks. So here's a guy in 2018, he buys XRP, he owns it for less than 2 weeks, he trades it, he sells it for a loss, and then he signs an affidavit that tells the judge that he was relying on the efforts of Ripple and all of Ripple's promises to get into banks and partnerships with banks. And he was relying on Ripple when he purchased XRP. What's Ripple's stated purpose? What's their goal, Brad? You know as well as anyone.
Oh, it's built the market infrastructure for the financial system.
Right. And they want to disrupt the legacy banking system.
That's right.
Last time I checked, disrupting the legacy banking system takes a little bit more than 2 weeks. This guy owned it for less than 2 weeks. So it's bullshit. And that's the reality. And we're just going in protecting us. And I'm saying the same thing that I said in the SEC Ripple case. I'm saying the same thing that I said in the LBRY case. If you can prove the case against Ripple, go at it. Litigate your little hearts out. But leave me and my 75,000 people, friends, out of it, because you don't represent us. Right.
Damn
and so
right.
that's what we're doing. And so it's all about secondary sales. And I'm going in there telling the judge, hopefully, that look, even if Ripple sold it to this guy and he can prove that it's an investment contract in 2018, that doesn't mean what was being bought on Coinbase that has nothing to do with Ripple or him. That's none of his business, and he doesn't represent those people. And that's really what it's about.
Well, I have to say that, you know, this case, I remember when it was first filed by that gentleman, and it was smelling so horrible when it was filed, because I remember, now that you bring it up, it was 2 weeks he held XRP and then makes these just crazy claims about what XRP should be. And thank goodness for the work that you're doing. John, what can we expect going forward in this now?
Well, in this particular case, I filed the motion to leave. The judge already admitted me as a lawyer in the case. Now I've asked her to accept my amicus brief, basically, and I filed a motion, and we're waiting for that result. And I point out to the judge, when I reached out to both the plaintiff's attorney and the Ripple attorneys and said, listen, I want to file an amicus brief, and it is in support of Ripple's objection to the class certification. Ripple, of course, said, yeah, we don't object, right? This lead plaintiff, who has, under the law, Brad, he has a fiduciary duty to represent the class members that he seeks to represent. And his first action was to object to what I want to do. Well, if I tell you and I can prove that I have 75,000 XRP holders who fit his definition of who he wants to represent, if you're objecting to us even being heard, then you clearly don't represent our interest. And so I argued to the judge that that fact alone proves that this guy has nothing to do. This isn't about XRP. This is just, listen, it's a class action where they thought that they could probably get Ripple to settle quickly or something like that, because they don't represent us, and that's the key. And they're claiming they do, so my job is there again. I'm not representing Ripple. I'm not defending Ripple. When I first did this, Brad, 2 years ago, everybody called me the XRP lawyer, right? I even said, in a lot of my XRP holders who follow me, some of them get disappointed when I pointed it out. But I said, I own more Bitcoin and ETH than I do XRP. This is about protecting a commodity in the secondary market. And anybody can sell anything. I could take this iPhone and I could package it and market it in a way to give iPhones for life and turn this into an investment contract, right? Yep. But it's still an iPhone made by Apple. That's all it is. And so, but a lot of people, because of the tribalism, was, it's the XRP lawyer, and I kept screaming, saying, no, these allegations apply to every one of these tokens. It's I pointed this out. Imagine Satoshi Nakamoto, when he was the only, or he or they, whatever, right? When Satoshi was the only one mining Bitcoin. If he would have reached out and said, listen, I'll give 100,000 Bitcoins for 50 grand. One day, I believe this is going to pay off. That would have been an investment contract, right? Because the person would have took the Bitcoin, gave them some money, and sat back and relied on Satoshi to develop it and the mining to take off. That would have been. That doesn't mean Bitcoin would have been a security itself, right? It still would have just been Bitcoin. And so that's what we've been pointing out. And now people are getting it, right? Because now the things that me and you and the XRP community have been saying, which was, this is a war on crypto, they wanted to say, no, it's just a war on XRP. And now today we all know it's been a war on crypto, because now stablecoins, your famous REVES test that you're like an expert on REVES right now, that's going to be in play, because they're going to try to apply it to stable coins, because they can't try to apply Howie.
Right.
So they're going to have to try to go with the family resemblance test of the REVES test. And so but yeah, it's fortunately, at least people see now that this is an all-out war, and we have to unify. And let the best token and the best tech win. That's what we've been saying from day one, right? Level playing field. If Bitcoin is the chosen one, let it be the chosen one, but let it be because of market. If ETH is the chosen one, let it be because of the market.
So well said, John. It is about letting the free market and innovation compete, and the free market will make the decision of what they want and what is the best suited tech. I couldn't agree more. It's so well said. I also want to highlight to people too, it whether you're in XRP or something else, as you said, you need to join this fight, because it is a fight. You can see, if you spend 5 seconds in this space understanding what is taking place, that there are real legal efforts being made to shut out other technologies. And that's the work you're doing here. John, what can people do? Remind them where they can go and still participate and connect to Congress.
Well, they need to go to the cryptolaw.us, and there's the Connect to Congress. We're doing a campaign now, but it's also an opportunity. A lot of people say, it's a waste of time. Right now, all that the lawmakers, Congress, are hearing from, right? We're seeing the influence of the incumbents. That's what we're seeing. So when Elizabeth Warren and Senator Sherrod Brown and Brad Sherman and all of these people are piping up anti-crypto, that's the incumbents coming in and using their influence to try to shut it down, and or crush it to the point where they come in and get a larger piece. So they need to go to Connect to Congress and let their representatives know that they're pro crypto, that they want an investigation on this FTX Gary Gensler. I made a prediction. I stand by it. I think there's dirt there. I think that, when I say dirt, that doesn't mean illegal activity. It just means, why are you meeting so much with this fella, right? But you don't meet with Brian Armstrong at Coinbase. And people, because Coinbase delisted XRP, a lot of people are, upset. The point being is that if you're a regulator, wouldn't you be talking to the #1 U.S. exchange? If you're trying to come up with policy, if you're trying to come up with a regulatory framework, if there is going to be some short form that is created that qualifies for registration of digital assets, wouldn't it be the #1 United States publicly traded company and not the guy in the offshore in shorts in the Bahamas? Right? And so that's the point. And so we need lawmakers to know, because it's only going to get worse, right? People think they've seen the worst of the war, and it's not. It's coming more and more. You may very well see what I predicted a while ago. You may very well see the SEC sue Coinbase. You know what I mean?
I'm fearful of it, and I try as best I can with the audience and the channel to let them know that this isn't over. You can see the mount and the force coming for the exchanges and stablecoins, as you mentioned lightly in our conversation just a moment ago. That is the bottleneck of where this industry begins, is an on and off ramp, and they're coming for it in a very big way. Now, John, we've got massive, big announcement news. We are doing the first ever XRP Las Vegas conference, 2-day event, May 5th, May 6th. And I want to show the audience what's going on here. Let me pull this up for everybody. It is XRP Las Vegas 2023. The countdown is on. 79 days, 8 hours, 34 minutes, and 49 seconds. And it's going to be none other than the entire XRP community better get their tickets. And it's going to be a 2-day event. And we're going to have the VIP day, which they can get and click that button and get a ticket for. Rub elbows with you and so many others that are going to be panelists and sponsors on the day of the conference on May 6th. And it's going to be you, Eleanor Terrett, myself. It's going to be linked to Linda P. Jones, Clinton Donnelly from Crypto Tax Audit, Casino Coin, X-Punks, X-Spectre, Reaper Financial, Glint, CEO Gold Company, Molly Elmore. And I'm telling you, this event is still coming together, and there's so many other big things to announce. John, I'm very excited. I know you can wait. You can't wait either. People, just hit the link underneath. Get your ticket before it runs out. It will be a capped event, John, and I couldn't be more excited to have you be a part of the day as well.
Well, thanks. Thanks for having me. I know that you have a lot of industry insiders supposed to show up and participate, so I appreciate the invite to come and speak.
Absolutely. It is going to be a remarkable day to really solidify this amazing community that we have, which is certainly 75,000+ strong, even just in the class action being represented by you. But truthfully, again, to let people know before we wrap, you represent the entire crypto space, and we need to take tribalism and throw it out of the window, and everybody join in this effort, because what you're doing is for the retail investor and the secondary market sales, and we greatly appreciate it, John. Thank you for being here with us.
Thanks, Brad. Have a good
You
one.
got it. All right, you too. All right, well, there you have it. XRP Las Vegas 2023, 79 days and counting, and I cannot wait to tell you what else we got in store for you. And just a side note, too, John Deaton is coming on his own nickel. I tried to get him to come and say, listen, let us take care of it. Let us put you up. Let's do the thing. Let us handle it. And he said, you know what? I can't do it, because that's the caliber of John Deaton, and that's who he is. And we are so grateful for him for participating in XRP Las Vegas 2023, as well as the continued support and the leadership in representing the entire crypto space. Ladies and gentlemen, that's going to do it for me. Make sure you hit the like and subscribe, comment below. Click that link and get your ticket. It is a capped event. I'll catch all of you on the next one.